Alrighty. Let's try this again. Okay, the idea was to go with the Black Goat deck. Okay. Aqua Squirrels, more difficult, all totem battles. Let's go ahead and proceed. Okay, Black Goat, Moose Buck, Mole, a Possum, and a Rabbit Pelt. Oh, because of the way I restarted. You wish to start with 2 pelts? Don't surrender to me so willingly. Alright, so one of the pelts gets exchanged for a possum. Oh, and we're starting at the snow line. Okay. Show me some exquisite pelts. A hair pelt. Ooh, a Warren. I could take advantage of that with my deck. These are exquisite. My thanks. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and start with a sacrifice. Alright, what to sacrifice? I will sacrifice a Black Goat to the Warren. If I remember right, doing that will allow any rabbits it produces to also have that triple blood sigil. Alright. Birds with Guardian. Okay. I think I have a way around this. Let's use the fishhook. Grab that raven egg. And there we go. And use that for the mole. And I got 2 teeth for that. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. Alright. Let's see. This is kind of a tricky decision. I can get a half a totem. I can go to the fireplace to buff one of my creatures, or I could replenish my pack. I think I'll go for the totem. A worker ant. Okay.
Jake has asked in the food channel, fried chicken or barbecue chicken?
I would say fried chicken, because barbecue chicken, you're kind of limited to just one flavor, whereas fried chicken, you could have a bunch of alternative flavors. If there's anything I've learned about people as a whole, they want options, even if those aren't the options they're going to pick. Ooh.
Notices I still am about cooking. Oh my.
No, go ahead.
Okay. As nervous as I still am about cooking with oil, part of me still does want to learn how to make Korean fried chicken because I've heard it's very good.
Huh. That sounds tasty. Although I understand you're being tentative around oil now.
Mm-hmm. Not tentative, just nervous.
Yeah. Hooved animals with mighty leap. Okay.
Tense. That's the word we both were looking for. Tense.
Hmm. Yeah, sure enough. The rabbit has triple blood value as a sacrifice.
Great.
Ooh, that was
Right back.
that was a good round, I think. Gonna tear out one of my teeth to get that scale closer, and then oh, did I? I did. Okay. Let's go to complete the totem.
Baby, could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Turn off Coke on feed, turn it back on. It's having some issues.
All right. Give me a sec.
The previous time this was happening, closing it and then reopening it worked.
Mm. All right. Let's see.
There we go.
I have the black goat and a moose buck, so another moose buck. All right.
It's working now.
Alrighty. Good to know. Alright. Ooh. Not the totem parts I was looking for, but
I knocked down this thing. Where's my socks?
there's an idea.
My socks.
I have a worker ant. I can make full use of it without an ant queen.
Oh?
Because I now have an insect totem of infinite sacrifices.
Ooh.
Alright, let's see.
Alright, babe.
Yeah?
You should speaking of decks, you should probably save your Dual Nexus decks as text files. Just in case.
Right. Let's see. Crap, and I am out of items. Okay, that's good. Alright, let's see. Let's get a rabbit out. And let's sacrifice it for a moose buck. And let's get an opossum out in this slot. And I have another moose buck here. And there we go. Alright, let's see. I'll see about a sacrifice and a fireplace. Ooh, direwolf. I could use that. Alright. Let's see what we got. Ooh, I just thought of something devious.
Yes, darling?
Direwolf has double strike. I can sacrifice that to one of the moose bucks.
Oh no.
Alright. Group of starving survivors stood around a dying campfire. There's room for a creature around the fire, one said. The warmth will enhance its health, said another. One of the survivors said nothing at all, but could not stop licking their lips.
I mean, we buff the moose buck even further.
Yeah, I was thinking that, yeah. So it is now...
The most powerful moose.
3 attack, 9 health.
And double strike, so effectively 6 attack.
You considered leaving the creature by the fire for another moment. This would be risky. Push your luck or pull away. I'm good. The fire warmed the weary moose buck and enhanced its health. You suspected the intentions of the survivors were less than pure. With your moose buck in tow, you retreated into the woods.
9 health, 3 attack, double strike creature.
Now...
we have Exodia.
Now the issue is dealing with the trapper and trader.
I mean, we have Exodia now, so...
It depends on our top deck. You took in the familiar sights and scents of the trapper's pelts. But something was different. The once friendly man now beheld you with a steely gaze.
Aeons.
I'm afraid I must be skinning you today.
No, it's just like Shiro. Oh, was that? Oh, I was about to say Shiro-san from World of Horror, but no, that's not the guy.
All right.
I'm trying to remember the guy who shows up in the.
Takashi-san.
Yeah, Takashi-san. He's the guy who shows up in the lighthouse. I have fought Takashi-san 4 times. Not once have I run into him in random events.
Okay, I think I actually have
Him?
a strategy here.
Yeah. It's like Takashi-san saying like, sorry kid, the game's changed, like, but I've never met you.
Yeah, no, that's the thing with him. Alright, I'm gonna be giving up my worker ant.
What do you mean the game's changed? You were never a player to... What do you mean the game's changed? You were never a player to begin with.
Oh. Alright.
Thank you, Mordecai.
Alright, so I have the
It works too, you're an artist.
Yeah, I have this strategy too here. So, because of the way Moosebuck works, I'm just gonna go down this whole row of the strange frogs. I'll have to sacrifice my worker ant to get rid of this sleeping trap here, but... And I get a wolf pelt for that, so that actually works out.
Ooh, that was bad damage though.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Oh, you have the Exodia buck.
And
Boom.
recovery.
Jesus Christ, baby.
Alright, now the issue...
You don't even need to draw anything. Doesn't
No.
matter what you draw, you win.
Well, here's the problem. A, I kind of had to draw. But B, the way this is set up, the double strike Moosebuck is gonna die.
I mean, you're still going to win.
Yeah, phase 1 at least, so... Okay. I think I've got it. Let's get an opossum here.
Alright, because of the trap.
That's what I was referring to, yeah. But hey, phase 1's down. The skinning knife turns. Let's trade. Thankfully, I have 3 wolf pelts. I hope you brought pelts, because these creatures are prepared to rip your throat out. Trade for what you can, but know this. The rest will stay and fight for me. Let's get a worker ant. A mole. And let's steal that bullfrog. Strange choices. Okay, so...
Oh, you hush. We have a bullfrog with death touch.
I did notice the bullfrog had death touch. But mainly... that, and I wanted to clear these 2 spaces so I could get some good damage in at the top. Convenience. Let's see. I have the worker ant.
Jesus Christ, babe.
Yep. And that actually worked at the wolf cub's detriment.
You won.
Yep. And now, the coup de grace.
You're getting all those extra teeth.
Yep. Your lives are restored. Alright. What do we get from the chest? Child 13, Amalgam, or Ouroboros. Ouroboros would be good to have.
Oh my god, I was wondering what Child 13 was gonna be. There he is. Hello, Jersey Devil.
What do I have right now?
much.
Uh. Hmm.
Man, imagine running a deck with only like 6 monster cards. Jesse!
I think I'll take the Ouroboros, because the perk is that not only does it go back to your hand if it's ever destroyed, but it increases in power and health when that happens.
Hmm.
So it effectively gets stronger the more it dies.
We are currently Jesse Anderson from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX seasons 3 and 4. We have like 7 monster cards and that's it. Because yes, Jesse only runs one copy of each of the Crystal Beasts, and 1 copy of Rainbow Dragon. 8 monster cards in all in a 40-card deck.
Damn.
The fact that this man doesn't consistently brick shows that luck does not exist in that world, only the plot.
You heard the howling of wolves greeting the morning sun. The sight of a nearby coyote caused you to quicken your pace. You had reached the woodlands.
I suppose that, he can't even use searchers to get the crystal beasts into his hand. I don't think there are any beast or winged beast searchers.
Ooh, okay. So, trial of...
At least not for spell cards.
Let's see. Trial
And
of...
spell cards for ones that could work, but those are monsters that he doesn't run.
Trial of
Sorry,
blood.
I'm ranting now.
Yeah, I gotcha. Trial of blood, trial of power, or trial of health? Pretty much any one of these I pick, if I draw one of my moose bucks, I win. So... let the trial of power begin. I stand corrected. 0 from the Warren, 3 from the moose buck, 0 from the mole. Perhaps next time, the creature rasped as it retreated back into the cave. I should have gone for the blood. Let's get some items for our pack. Ooh, magical bleach. More magical bleach. And bones. Alright, a totem
Would
fight.
you need to move? You need to move them dead bones.
Bones?
This thing gonna keep you alive.
Alright, let's see.
And I am already cheery again. You just have that magical, effect on me.
Alright, possum here. Okay, that mole's gonna be taking a good bit of damage. Okay.
There's your double strike moose.
Now I just need to survive long enough to use them. Magical bleach to get rid of that coyote and the porcupine's sigils. So now they're less of a threat. Okay. I think I screwed myself over here. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you could have gotten the moose buck out last turn and done a ton of damage.
Yeah. I was hoping to draw a Warren so that I could get the moose buck out, but that just wasn't meant to be. pity.
Uh,
Alright, well. Let's see what we got. Reptiles, insects, and birds.
the only one we really run among is our insects.
Well, yeah, out of those threes. Well, no, we've got Ouroboros. It counts as a reptile.
Alright, well, what benefit are the reptiles getting?
It's, no, it's that I'm drawing a card that belongs to that tribe. So, I'm getting.
Oh, then maybe we should get a bird.
Uh. Actually, wait.
Just even out the deck a bit more.
Actually, given the totem I have, I could go for another insect.
I guess, yeah.
Another worker ant. Even better. Alright.
The worker ants bleed for the queen.
They do. Ooh, I'm getting the scissors. I'm gonna go kill the kill on his ass.
Really?
I'm not losing my way.
Erlen?
Okay. Alright. This actually works out.
Yes.
So let's do this. Let's use a black goat. Sacrifice a worker ant to summon said black goat. Sacrifice said black goat for the moose buck. And then we put the opossum here.
And just go to town.
Yep. And it's a good thing, too, because I'm about to get rid of that dire wolf pup before it becomes an actual threat. Let's see. Yeah, no,
Oh,
real
there's
news.
your warren.
Yeah, go figure. Alright. Let's see. How many teeth do we have? We have a decent number of teeth. Let's go ahead and visit the trapper. Oh, right, since I killed the trapper. Alright,
Or chopper, who is it then if the chopper is dead?
the place is just empty.
Ah.
So I guess kind of an honor system at this point.
Fuck honor.
Alright, now that I have 3 items, I can get a peck rat from this spot. Your pack was full, but a small critter approached. A pack rat. Always useful. Ooh. Idea. What if I sacrificed a pack rat to Ouroboros?
Oh no.
Okay. I gotta be careful here. Canines with bloodthirsty.
Oh, of course, you do have to sort of survive long enough to be able to utilize Ouroboros with pack rat's powers.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Alright. Okay. There's the Ouroboros. Let's get the opossum out there. Sacrifice it for a warren. Okay. I'm gonna use the skinning knife on the dire wolf pup. I get a wolf pelt. And then I use the scissors to take care of that porcupine. Okay. And then I can just sacrifice the rabbit for Ouroboros. Ooh, okay. That's alright. That's alright. Okay. Let's sacrifice the mole for a worker ant. Okay. The Ouroboros is down, but it's back in my hand, so... Back in the field. That wolf is down. Okay, aqua squirrel. Okay, let's see. Let's sacrifice the Ouroboros and the aqua squirrel for the pack rat. That way we can still get an item. Alright. We got an aqua squirrel. Let's sacrifice a worker ant and an aqua squirrel for the Ouroboros. And that should do it.
You win. You win.
And I get a couple teeth to boot. Alright.
I just realized you're an orc player in Warhammer, and you're collecting teeth.
I'm a bad moon git.
You are a bad moon, to be fair.
Alright, let's see. So...
You're collecting rent. That's what you're doing.
Trial of Kin might not be a good idea because I have more non-tribe cards than I have tribe cards. And the tribe cards I do have, I only have a pair of hooved and a pair of insect. Let's see. Bones. I only have the opossum, so the best choice would be Trial of Health. Which I win. You have passed. Alright, what can I get? Ooh. Beehive with Infinite Sacrifice and Made of Stone. Sparrow with Double Strike and Mighty Leap.
Yeah.
Oh, that kind of counteracts it, though. A skunk with Bloodthirst and Guardian.
Oh no! Ugh.
But it counteracts it because the skunk doesn't have any attack power in the first place.
It was EP.
It was EP. Alright, let's try the beehive.
Need a beehive.
Oh, beehive. We need duplicates. One for each of us. Mycologist. Oh, I could have a super-powered Frankenstein moose buck.
Oh boy.
Let's do it. You don't want to see this. 616 with Hefty and Double Strike. Well, what have we done? I think I've created a monster. Alright, sacrificing the pack rat to Ouroboros. Let's go. Alright, now for the prospector.
Just love all the shots being fired at at Brock's mom in this one YouTube short. I love this quote right here. Damn, she's about to become Swiss cheese. All these shots fired at her.
Alright.
Oh god, the top reply to that. Well, she had taken 10 shots at least. Fucking hell.
Jesus. Alright, let's...
Brock does have 9 younger siblings. His parents really were all about all about making them, not about caring for them.
Okay, let's use that magical bleach. Take care of those. Let's sacrifice that rabbit for Ouroboros. I like how when you have like less than 5 bone tokens in play, you can just click them and they just flip. Alright. Let's have Ouroboros attack the wolf. The Wolverine. Now that's gonna be a problem. Okay, so let's grab a couple of teeth. Alright, Okay, which is the bigger threat, the adder or the Wolverine? I need to take the Wolverine out pronto because the more it kills, the stronger it gets. So I think I'm gonna actually... Nope, not that. Sacrifice both of these, summon the Ouroboros here, and let's kill that thing. Let's see, huh? Okay. Alright. Alright, let's get a point here. Let's set up a wolf pelt and a rabbit pelt for defense when phase 2 kicks in. And Ouroboros tag him. But there's gold in them cards. Gold! Extra gold. Alright.
I gotta sneeze.
Bless you. And because those wolves are waterborne and they're hiding underwater this turn, I win.
Hooray!
And I didn't even have to worry about that bloodhound.
Lucky you.
Reignite. Hodag, question mark, so that's the Ijirak. Long Elk or Child 13? I think I'll take the Ijirak. Alright, and that just leaves... we will need another map. Tepid water flooded your boots. Flies swarmed around you. You had entered the wetlands. Oof. Alright, let's see. Trial of Wisdom, Trial of Power, Trial of Kin. I think I've got a pretty good chance with Trial of Wisdom.
Big stretch from a kitty cat.
Oof. I won Trial of Wisdom just from the beehive alone. Elk fawn, flying... Ooh, a flying ant with morsel. A flying ant with morsel or a...
Lance, what do you do?
Ooh, I actually have a really tough choice here. I have a flying ant with morsel, which means any health and attack it has when I sacrifice it gets transferred to the benefactor. Or beneficiary, whatever the word is. Or a bloodhound with fecundity, meaning that when I play it, I get another copy of the card with all the sigils. You know what? I have the insect totem. I think I'll take the flying ant. Alright, let's... Ooh. Let's see Goobert.
Goobert.
Just say you like the painting. What shall I paint for you? You know what? I need mass production. I will give it a try. Hold on just a sec. There we go.
Still feel bad for Magnificus's students.
Yeah. Okay, a little less health, but other than that, it's good for its purpose. Did I do good? Please say something.
You've got this one. You got the one, like the one. I believe there was one who was like impaled.
Yep, just a head on a pike.
Yeah, and then the one who's trapped in like everlasting darkness.
Yep, sensory deprivation.
It's like if it weren't for Leshy being a serial killer, I think Magnificus would be the worst of them. In fact, he probably still is, even with Leshy being a serial killer.
Ooh, okay. I think. Alright. I think I have an idea for a strategy. It would just depend on. Ooh. What I draw.
You know, the funny thing is that, at the very least, with Leshy being a serial killer, he's still fucking, like, merciful. Nothing Magnificus does can be seen as mercy.
Yeah, no.
Guarantee you, Magnificus never went through half of the shit. Like, even a tenth of the shit he makes his students go through. He's just a hypocrite.
Let's see. Those ants are looking kinda nasty. And of course, I am not getting any cards that are helpful. It looks like I'm losing a life on this one. Ants with bloodthirst. That is terrifying. I hope for more. Alright. I think I have some furs that I can get from the trader. Or I can give to the trader.
No one's here with us yet.
Let's see. I'll get the worker and flying ants. And then for the one wolf pelt I have, ooh, a flying ant that's unkillable.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I think I can work with that. Alright, and for sacrifice, let's sacrifice the mole. Yeah, served us well, but let's give it to the opossum.
Meh.
The opossum has less health, but it does have an attack point. One singular attack point. Alright, totem battle. Birds with bloodthirst. Okay, this is a good top deck. Alright, let's get that flying ant. Oh, turn one victory.
Baby, yeah.
I got 8 teeth from that. Alright.
You really are going to be a rich bad moon, ain't ya?
Got that right. Alright, Trapper.
Thank you, Dakagawa.
Ooh, I have enough teeth to get a golden pelt. Alright, Fireside. +2 health.
Kick it up.
Let's go ahead and increase the health of that cloned Warren. keeping that. Alright. Totem fight. Again, birds with bloodthirst. He's really liking that bloodthirst sigil. And...
Leave the freaking
What was that?
This is being a butt.
Oh.
Chase him away from the shit.
Oh, damn. I didn't notice that was the Ejirak.
You don't get to bitch, Lance. You were trying to get into my salsa.
Alright, not looking good. It looks like we're kind of at a stalemate for now. There we go. Flying ant.
Get away from me, cat. A butt.
There we go. Alright, 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 alright. Let's head over this way. Another worker ant. Ooh, a cockroach. I could use it just for the unkillable sigil. Alright, black goat. And fireside. Another health. Let's give a health buff to that one flying ant. Jeez, what is with these noises?
The mothership will be here in 5.
Alright, that just leaves the angler. The mud tugged hard at your feet, forcing you to slow your pace. A rank odor caused your stomach to churn and your eyes to water. It was the rotting fish that hung from the branches around you. A huge man approached. Bring fish.
Easy choice.
Let's see, I've got Flying Ant with Unkillable, I've got Warren, and I've got Ouroboros, so...
Hey, check. check Jonas FW before they put in there.
Check
I
general.
also sent those to you. But you can check Jonas FW for them.
Alright, let me take a look. The Cloud and Tifa one.
Yeah, it is! Tifa's exuding such brat energy there.
She's being so smug. Holy shit. Alright.
She's is being a brat I can only aspire to be currently. You know for a fact once you and I live together, I'm texting you random shit. Like random lewds like that. Just to rile you up while you're in the car.
Okay, you know what? I am going to be ballsy.
I thought you were saying you know what to what I was saying.
Alright.
I was like, oh man. Either he doesn't care anymore, or what he's gonna say is actually stream safe.
Go fish. Alright, 2 bait buckets. Okay, let's get the black goat out. Let's sacrifice said black goat for a moose buck. There are no cards to bleach. Yeah, no, we win. Go fish. Your lives are restored. Let's see. The Gek, the Douse, and the Mantis God.
I don't know. How would you feel if I did what Tifa did there to you every day? Multiple times a day while you're driving.
I would say at the very least, thank you for making sure my heart is still circulating.
More than just your heart circulating at that point.
Let's see.
And is there anything else you would add? Or is it not stream safe for you to add anything more?
I'm trying to think of what to say. Ooh, I just had a devious idea.
Yes, darling?
Okay. I am sacrificing a cockroach to the Mantis God. Unkillable with trifurcated attack. Alright, here we go. This will be your final test. I love Leshy's theme. Yes, one more to be safe. Alright, what do we got? So, his totem is insects with bloodthirst, but mine is insects with infinite sacrifice, so... Aha! Okay. I think I've got this one. There we go. I gotta worry about that amalgam, but... Okay, the Mantis God is back in the hand. Oh, he's got his own Mantis God. Uh-oh. Oh, that is nasty. Okay, I gotta take care of this quick. Oh.
Excuse me.
If I noticed that was the EG rack, I would have... whatever. There we go.
Ah!
Oh, Jesus!
Ah!
Okay. I need to take care of that amalgam and that Mantis God. This is gonna hurt. Oh, thank God. He took my Mantis God, but... Whew. Okay. Oh, shit. I might be boned. Yeah, I might be boned. Because of that stupid stump blocking my shot. You know what? I can just do this. The end is upon us. Alright, let's try this again.
Ah!
Okay. There's an idea. Let's see. Mantis God here. And a worker ant here. That way, that blocks that amalgam from being called forth. And this time... Okay. It's gonna be a sacrificial play, but... Okay. Shit. I did not realize the way in which I put myself in the corner. Yep, nope. Nope, 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 nope. Not with that setup. Maybe I should have stuck with Royal Dominguez. Another flame. Man. Him having insects with bloodthirst is brutal. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, 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 okay. Alright. This is much better. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, phase 2 down. This ought to work again. So much value. Alright. You take the moon, and you take the moon. Okay. All right. There's the Ijirak. And it's done. Whew. It took a couple of resets, but I think that was good. I think I'll go back to the ant deck. Squirrelfish.
I don't know if we have enough time for another run.
I can always pause it partway.
I guess.
Alright.
Yeah.
Ant queen, a flying ant, and a skunk. And 2 rabbit pelts. What can I get for those 2 rabbit pelts? Another ant queen, okay. And a beehive. We're going Weevil Underwood. Alright, well, I'm not going to be using that skunk, so let's go ahead and give that to one of the ant queens. Because I'm pretty sure there are some species of ants that give off a pungent smell. Alright. Skink with Sprinter, so... Let's see. Do. Okay. And there we go. Got a good few teeth. Let's see the trapper. You won't find better pelts within 100 miles. On the house. Let's see. I only have 6. I'll get a wolf pelt and a rabbit pelt. Much appreciated. Alright, and let's get another item for our peck. Ooh, black goat. Insects with rampage, okay. Alright, pull out a black goat. Use that to summon an ant queen. Well, I guess I'll, do this. Okay, and... I think that'll be it. You alright there?
No, my head hurts a little is all.
Oh. Ooh, cockroach. Alright, and now a totem piece. Ooh, if I could get an insect head. Give them all flying. Alright. Insects with hefty. Let's go ahead, use a fish hook to grab that other worker ant. Let's give up a tooth. And tag him. There we go. Except my pack's all empty now, so... Ooh, black goat. Alright, let's see what we can do with the 2 sacrifice altars. I see something I could do. I sacrifice a cockroach to the black goat. So I have an unkillable source of blood. Now for the second sacrifice. I think I'll get a beehive onto the ant queen. So now along with a worker ant, the ant queen will also produce a bee. Alright. Birds with rampage. You bring fresh fish. Easy choose. Alright, so the smoke. Alright. Let's get this here. Okay. Alright. That clogs up one of his spots. Okay, phase 1 down. Go fish. And game. Go fish. Your lives are restored. Alright. What do I get from the chest this time? Ouroboros. Mole Man, question mark, so another Ediarch. And a Gek. Let's get Ouroboros. The relief of the fresh air quickly gave way to a bone-shaking chill. You guessed at the path ahead, as the snow increasingly obscured it. You had climbed to the snow line. Alright. Let's get another ant queen. For the colony. That might be our raid message. Praise to the colony. see what we got here. Okay, I can work with this. Let's get a black goat out there. Sacrifice him for the ant queen with beehive. Let's get...
My back is itchy. Come here, Baba. Ugh, so warm. You know that?
Alright, this should do it.
Your claws. Why do you always use your goddamn claws, Furball?
Alright, 2 rabbit pelts. Ooh, another flying ant. And a mantis. And with a wolf pelt. Ooh. I've got options here. I think I'll grab the dire wolf pup with dam building. I will make good use of these. Okay, let's +2 health. Let's add that to the ant queen with beehive. Okay, hooved creatures with mighty leap. Oh boy. This is gonna be an awkward fight.
Oh?
Because I'm dealing with a moose buck that blocks flying attacks and a mole that would block all the others. I might just be losing a life here.
Excuse me.
Dumb idea.
Yes, dear?
I have an unkillable black goat. I could use it to block the moose buck, while the flying ant gets a couple of cheap shots in. You know what? Screw it. Sacrifice that flying ant. Use the black goat to summon an ant queen.
Oh, my head hurts.
Alright, let's see. Ow. Yeah, I figured that was going to be the case. When will a worthy challenger appear? Let's see. Alpha, that could be helpful. Ooh, okay, so one of my ant queens has the beehive, so I can give the other the alpha sigil. Alright, let's see. I've got a few teeth. I suppose I can head over to the trapper. Hoved animals with stinky. Okay, alright, let's see. Hmm.
Oh, come here. Why do you beep at me, but you never come over here? My head hurts too much for this cat. I mean, what's your schedule tomorrow?
Let's see. Tomorrow is a closing shift starting at 4:30, so my streaming will be back to like normal afternoon times.
Right, they're giving you 3 closing shifts in a row again, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm dead. There is no two ways about this. I got killed by an elk stampede. Apparently, I was accidentally blocking them from the river, so they hadn't bathed yet. Just like any convention. Alright. Well, I suppose that's as good a place as any to call it, so... Let's see who we can raid and what we can raid with.
Go check it out.
Nope.
It's on my podcast.
Not that one. Alright. Let's see. Do. Let's see about rating. Let's see about rating Quasi-Quote, who is playing some Fate Grand Order. And we'll raid with Glory to the Colony. Let's see. So the next 3 days will be afternoon streams only, and tomorrow in particular is Mega Man Maker Monday. So I will talk to you guys later. I'll see what I can do for Tuesday for Fighting Game Dojo. In the meantime, let's go ahead and raid.